Hello, all of you lovely listeners, and welcome to another video here on lilybudgets. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Lily, and I am so thankful that you have clicked on this video and are here to spend some time with me today. I am a 23-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer, and I am just trying to live life happy over here. So if that sounds like content that may interest you, I hope that you consider hitting that subscribe button and sending some support my way. Happy Salary Saturday, everyone. I hope that you all had a good week and are bearing the weather out there. I don't know about you, but where I live, it has been freezing, but very characteristically to the state. For reference, it was 70 last week, and later this upcoming week it's supposed to snow. So winter is coming, and I am not looking forward to it. But anyway, today I thought it might be a good time to sit down with you guys, chat about our monthly budget a little bit, and fill out our weekly minimum sheet, because we haven't done this together in a while, and it's getting to that time of the month to start rethinking about lowering our minimums a bit if we can. So without further ado, I am going to get you guys zoomed right in and we can get started. Alright, so I have sort of moved my setup around in a way that I think will work. I know it's a little awkward to have my iPad off to the side here, but because of the way I moved my lights around, the ring light is very visible in the iPad, so I'm just trying to keep it off to the side so that we'll be able to see everything. But for anyone who is new here, this is my digital planner, and it is available for digital download as a digital planner or in a printable version if you are interested, and the link is down in the description. I do have more colors and themes and stuff as well. Also, just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is my budget, and as a 23-year-old living on my own for the first time with dogs and certain responsibilities, this is how I break up my income. You in no way need to follow what I'm doing, nor am I telling you that this is the right way or the only way to do things, but I do hope that from this you may be able to get a little inspiration for your budgeting system, or you may simply find filling out the chart to be relaxing. Whatever describes you, I am glad that you're here. So we are going to start right off with our weekly minimum sheet. It is the little tab up here labeled WM. And here, as you can see, this is the sheet that I completed at the beginning of November. So all that I did was I went up to this little tab right here and I duplicated the page. And then I went ahead and I filled in all of our current balances just so that we could save some time. And I also pre-typed my categories in there. Of course, you can type yours in, you can handwrite them in, whatever works for you. Alright, so if you are new to my channel or the budget by paycheck system, I created this template in order to have like one place to break down my monthly expenses and figure out what I needed to stuff into each envelope each week in order to meet my short-term goals. Now, when I started budgeting, I wasn't sure how much to stuff in each envelope in order to make sure that I had what I needed in each of them at the end of the month. So this sheet is sort of like my one-stop shop for all my categories to be organized for me. And with this video, I'm not going to go crazy into detail on how to use this. Like, I do have other videos on my channel going more in depth on the process and all the different steps, but today we're just going to fill it out together in real time, and we're just going to kind of go from there. So we're going to hope that my camera doesn't die before we finish this, but yeah. Okay, so for rent, we currently have $270. We stuffed $135 for the last 2 weeks, so that is $270, which is what we should have, which is what we do have. And my rent is $525. This is my portion of our rent, which is split 4 ways. It is ridiculously inflated, but there's nothing we can do about it. So $525. I'm going to subtract the $270 that we already have, and that means I still have $255 left to save, divided by the 2 remaining paychecks that we have. That is a total of $127.50. So I'm going to round it up to $128 minimum each week that I have to stuff in rent in order to have what I need. And then utilities has $100. I try to save $200 each month to put it in, like, towards my buffer. So we have $100 left to go. And between those 2 remaining paychecks, that is $50 left to save. So my car insurance is $62 a month, and we currently have $40 in there, so we'll take that away. We need to stuff $22, and divided by the 2 paychecks will be a minimum of $11. And when I say minimum, I mean I will probably round this up to $130. I'll probably round this up to $15. But if it came down to it and I wasn't able to use those extra couple dollars to round everything up, then the minimum that I need to stuff is on here. Now, some categories don't get minimums. Or some of them don't, like, they just have a minimum. They don't have a goal amount. For example, my car registration is due in August of next year, so I stuff $5 each week up until then, until I either hit 200 or until that time comes. My phone bill is $50 a month, and we have 30, so we need 20 more. Divided by 2 is 10. And as you can see at the beginning of the month when I did this and I had $0 in my phone, I needed to stuff the full 50, so that was $13 minimum, which I rounded up to 15 in order to get us to the 30 that we have now. I know that's probably kind of confusing, but I hope it makes sense. Now, our annuals category is fully funded, so I'm just going to cross the whole thing out. We don't need to budget for it. My Best Buy and my credit card both have a goal of 100, which means they both have $50 left to save and $25 minimum for the next 2 weeks. And then for student loans, we have $1,200 right now, and we need to see $1,400 in the envelope at the end of the month because my payment is $400, and then we keep $1,000 in my savings account as a buffer. So we need to save another $200 this month, and that is $100 per week. And this part of it here is kind of just by memory at this point. I pretty much have those locked down. The sinking funds and savings is kind of where you get to be creative, or my fun part, But this month I'm really trying not to, I don't have that many savings goals within my sinking funds, so it's not super imperative that I designate money for a lot of these, but some of them do. For example, but none of them actually this month will have goal amounts. But I'll get into that. So Franklin and Cedric are my 2 dogs, and actually the day that you're seeing this is Saturday, and yesterday, Friday the 11th, 11/11, was Mr. Cedric's birthday. So little C-Bum is 1 now, and Franklin is my other little guy, and he is 2.5. So if I remember, I'll pop a picture up that we took from the other day with him. But yeah, so anyway, my boys, I try to stuff $30 a week minimum divided by my 2 forms of income between my full-time paycheck and my side income from Etsy and the restaurant and stuff like that. This is all like total throughout the full week, and then like you could do it differently if you wanted, but this is just easier for me. So Austin's my boyfriend, and I don't set a minimum for him, or at least I don't for this month, and I'm also not going to for parents. For medical though, just to kind of build this up a little bit more, I am going to stuff $10 a week, or I'm going to try to. And then also for car care, I'm trying to build this up to a little bit more. So, I mean, we're at $3.95 right now. That's pretty good, but I want to keep stuffing a minimum of $10 a week in order to keep growing that one. And then quite a few of these are not going to have a minimum. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and cross them all out now. So tattoo, sorry, that was pamper. Pamper doesn't have one. Tattoo, I'm not going to need anything this week. Let's see. Yeah, I should. So gifts, no. Christmas, I'm not going to start budgeting for that until December. Let's see. Savings doesn't have one. Emergency, yes it does. Manifest doesn't have one. And then if I missed any, I'll go back, but I don't think I did. So for my gym category, I use this mostly for like re-upping my supplements. And right now I'm doing pretty good, but I would like to start saving up because I only have 15 in there right now. So I'm going to try to stuff $5 a week in gym in order to kind of prepare myself for the next time I need to place an order. Now, personal, I try to stuff $10 in my personal envelope every week just to make sure that I am paying myself something. There's nothing specifically that I'm using that for, but I just want to make sure that I have something. Now, my special envelope, which I need to remember next month to change that to Auntie. So Auntie, the shower, my best friend's having a baby in March, and we are throwing her a shower this month. So just because the next couple weeks are the last few weeks, I'm going to try to make sure to stuff at least $25 in there, so I'll have another $50. There's no goal amount because I will be spending out of here between now and the next time I stuff it, so it'll be, anyway. And then for travel, I'm going to try to stuff $15 a week. It's just kind of a number that felt okay for me, but in December I am going to a football game, so that's what we're saving for there. And then when it comes to my apartment category, I don't track this one throughout the month, but I do try to put $25 a week into my toiletries envelope specifically. So I just leave it here. But if there was something else that I was budgeting for, like for example, in the future we may need a new couch, I have $500 saved for furniture right now. But if things do change, we'll need to add there. So anyway, first home has $5,900, and I think I was debating whether I should use my $100 overage in Ally that I've made from interest so far this year. I was wondering if I should use that and just move it over to my first home bucket and make this $1,600, but I think I'm gonna wait and let that build up a little bit more, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll pull it out and we'll stuff it. I don't know. But first home, I try to stuff $50 every single week in here. That's just, again, a number that I came up with that works for me, and we're going with that. So, and this is to save for a down payment on a house, which I do have some kind of exciting news to tell you guys about, and I will talk about it probably on Tuesday. I don't want to spoil anything, but it could be some really good and big news and big changes. So I will update you on Tuesday. But emergency, I don't normally set a goal for this, but I'm gonna try to stuff $25 every week for at least the rest of the month, because I did recently, and I'll talk about this on Tuesday, but one of my new medical bills did come in, so I went ahead and transferred $500 from my Ally savings account back to my Federal Credit Union. I paid that bill off, and then I pulled what was left back out in cash and I put it in my envelope. But as the bills come in, I will be pulling from emergency, so I'm just gonna try to keep building it back up little by little as I can. And then for our 3K savings, this is pretty much my main form of savings right now, like my main savings category, I guess. But it is a challenge form, sort of, like there is this template here. And the denominations on here are 25, 50, 75, and 100. I have run out of all of the 100s, I think, but as of right now, the lowest denomination that's left is 25. So I have been setting 25 as my weekly minimum for this challenge, just so I make sure to stuff at least that much each week, so I can fill out a little section of the tracker. But that is pretty much it, you guys. I guess we didn't really need my calculator that much, but basically all I do is now I do this once at the beginning of the month, and then once after the second paycheck, so like halfway through the month, to sort of reevaluate, because I do like to overstuff and round up in a lot of the categories, so that halfway throughout the month I can start to save a little bit less if I need to. So I know that probably was confusing and unnecessary, and I apologize, but that is how I do my weekly minimum sheet, and I will be using these numbers as a baseline to start the rest of my budget. So for the next 2 weeks, as I start my budget, like this is week 2, when I jump here, this is week 2. We already did week 2, but like this is week 3. There we go. I confused myself. I was like, wait, why is this already filled out? But once we budget for week 3, we will fill out the weekly minimums first. So I know that that is the baseline, and then whatever's left can go towards groceries, gas, weekly spending, and then extra savings if necessary, or extra sinking funds if I want to. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, this digital planner is available on my Etsy shop. Is linked in the description box if you're interested, along with a bunch of other fun stuff. So yeah, don't forget to check back in on Tuesday. We'll have our full-time income, cash stuffing, and then later on next week we'll do our side income, and then after that we're on to the last week with our YouTube income and wrapping up the month. It's just crazy. Time just flies right by. But thank you for sticking around with me. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a big yellow heart in the comments to show your support for the channel. And of course, subscribe. And with that being said, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.